Imagine being turned away by the very institutions you trust with your finances. That's precisely what President Donald Trump claimed happened to him, sparking a heated debate about banking practices and political bias. In a candid conversation on CNBC's Squawk Box, Trump revealed that JPMorgan Chase gave him a 20-day ultimatum to relocate a staggering sum of hundreds of millions of dollars in cash to another bank. The timing of this incident, however, remained unspecified. Undeterred, Trump then approached Bank of America, aiming to deposit over $1 billion, only to be met with a firm refusal. Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan said, "We can't do it," Trump recounted. This rejection forced him to scatter his funds across various smaller banks, depositing $10 million here and there. The financial markets reacted, with both banks' shares dipping by more than 1% in afternoon trading. This incident isn't isolated. Conservatives, crypto executives, and religious groups have also alleged unfair debanking by major U.S. financial institutions. While banks deny any political or religious bias, they cite the need to comply with federal laws like the 1970 Bank Secrecy Act and face regulatory scrutiny in high-risk sectors for money laundering or fraud. The controversy resurfaced in January when Trump accused Moynihan of denying services to conservative clients. This issue places banks in a precarious position. They risk angering the president and his supporters, even as they benefit from the Trump administration's deregulatory efforts. But here's where it gets controversial. The Trump administration is drafting an executive order that could impose fines on banks that drop customers for political reasons. A draft version, as reported by the Wall Street Journal, urges regulators to investigate potential legal violations by banks. The Bank Policy Institute, representing large banks, argues that regulatory overreach is the root cause of debanking. They hope any new executive order will address the flawed regulatory framework that led to these concerns. Trump's comments on Tuesday referenced his business empire, but it remained unclear whether the rejections pertained to personal, business accounts, or both. He believes banks turned him and his supporters away due to regulatory pressure from the Biden administration. In a March lawsuit against Capital One, Trump's company alleged the bank improperly closed over 300 accounts post-January 6, 2021, Capitol riot. Capital One denied these claims. JPMorgan also denied targeting conservatives or Trump supporters, emphasizing their stance against political debanking and supporting regulatory change. In a later interview, Moynihan acknowledged Trump's criticism, noting the industry's regulatory complexities. "We banked everybody, but we want to ensure that regulations don't lead to decisions that are later questioned," he explained. This saga raises a thought-provoking question. Are banks unfairly wielding their power, or are they merely adhering to complex regulatory demands? What do you think? Share your views in the comments.